for today is the CLI templates, or the templates rather we call it, sorry, the device templates, right? So this is going to be today's topic. We'll first look at the theory and then we are going to look at the lab. So device templates are the core of SD-WAN. And when I say core of SD-WAN, that also means that the whole SD-WAN solution is basically based on the device template theory, right? So if you look at any other SD solution, which is software defined, right, like Cisco ACI, right, for the data center. If you look at Cisco DNA Center for the LAN and the enterprise networks, and Cisco SD-WAN, right, or even the third party, any other companies SD-WAN solutions or SDN solutions will be based on template. So template is the core of it. That you create something once and it can be used again and again, right? That's what we do on a daily basis. If you look at it, our life itself is a template, right?
Rupees 35 received on phone pay.
So just pause. So in a way, our life is also a template, right? That every day we do almost similar stuff. We start our day, we end our day, in between our day also, most of it is same. That's the reason, those successful people, they design their life in such a way that they have fixed time for everything and they don't miss out. If they want to study 2 hours a day, they will always have a fixed time. If they want to work out 2 hours a day, they will always have fixed time and all that. So template is an easy way of managing things, right? You create a template, put your stuff into it, and then keep on repeating it. So Cisco SD-WAN has 4 methods of doing things. 3 are templates. So sorry, 2 are templates. So CLI manual, like we have done all the configuration in previous 2 classes, we have used the method CLI manual method. Then the next method we have is CLI template. Then we have device template, and the 4th method that we have is API, which is a programming interface. You can use Python or any other solution also, and you can basically configure your stuff. So CLI, we have already done that, right? All the skinning configuration was done using the CLI manual method. Then we have CLI template, which I will show you. Then we have device template. These are the 2 which are our focus. This is not our focus. Okay. So see, guys, somebody's mic is on. Can you please mute yourself? So CLI is an old-fashioned method that we have been using for years, right? You guys know that method for a very long time because we have been using it in Cisco routers and all previous devices, right? We go to the device and we configure it using CLI method. So that's an old method. What is that? You have to go to each device and configure it, which is a decentralized method, right? If you have 100 routers to configure, you're an enterprise company, right? If you have 100 routers to configure, what happens? You have to go 100 times to 100 devices, telnet or SSH to 100 devices, type the commands 200 times, right? What if you have a template? What if you can do it in a single go, right? So that was a highly time-consuming process, not a recommended method. So we generally use CLI template or device templates. So I think it got repeated again. The next method is CLI template. Whatever we have configured through the CLI, using this method, we can just copy paste like you do in the notepad, right? We have generally Cisco guys, we are habitual of using notepad for configuring one router, then copy pasting the whole configuration from one router to another router, right? And the 3rd router and the 4th router. So this method is almost similar, but it's a built-in system into the SD-WAN solution, right? So it makes life easy, especially for network engineers who are old style like me, right? They like CLI. We can use this. For you guys who loves the GUI interface, the GUI interface and all that, for them, device template is a method, right? Graphical, you don't have to remember the commands. You can just configure anything using this, the graphical options and all that. And that is also a big time focus of Cisco. So SD-WAN means that you need to know device templates really, really well. This is one topic you really need to know. The second thing is the control policies, which will come at the later stage. But device template is one topic you cannot miss out. If you want to learn SD-WAN, you need to know device templates. As simple as that. So it's a fast method. You can copy paste, very effective. You don't need to remember command syntax, right? Supports all the features, highly efficient method. So device template, what happens is that it is made of small chunks of other information, which is called feature base, right? Feature templates, you call them feature templates. In that you have small functions. Like when you do programming, you write small functions, right? For each purpose, there is a different function that you have. So here also for each thing, there is a different function. AAA configuration, different VPN configuration, different NTP is different, right? So all those things. In CLI, you can see here, this is an example of a CLI base. So a device template is nothing but multiple feature templates combined into one device template. So you will have small features. You can choose which feature you want. I may not want some of the features, so I can skip those, right? So if you don't want to banner, you don't want SNMP, you want all the default policies for this. Some items are mandatory, some are optional, right? So you choose mandatory and you leave the optionals, as simple as that. So this is an example of a feature template in which there are multiple options. So you see that there is a default option here, right? So default option is you will have an option which is pre-configured. In that you have an option to choose yes or no, right? You don't have many choices. It's a default option. There is no other option possible other than that. So if you have an interface and the state needs to be on, shutdown, or no shutdown, right? Shut or no shut. There is no third option. That's the state. You want to turn it on, you don't want to turn it on, right? So here also it's a default option. Device specific option is the interface name, like for a router interface name, right? That interface name can be anything. So you can choose any specific name. Default, that option is not there. In device specific, you have that option, right? Specific to this device, device specific. Let's say this interface name of this router is R1 interface gigabit 00, correct? So this is a unique one. What if it is R2 router? Can you use the same name? No, you can't, right? Because that is R1 interface gigabit 00. So for R2, you will be using R2 interface gigabit 00, right? So that is a device specific. Global is for all the interfaces, you are choosing one global definition, which means all interfaces connected to WAN, you can write their description as interface connected to the WAN. So now you can apply this to hundreds of routers. You don't need to type it again, right? Your description will be very clear. So device specific is keeps changing with the device. It is for this device, whatever device you want to apply. And global is, it will be same for all the devices. CLI commands to verify, right? So basically these are the commands that you verify that the SD-WAN router, is it controlled by SD-WAN solution, which is VManage, or is it independent? So these are the variable options that you have. So that's a basic theory of device template. Now we'll do a little lab I will show you in the system itself, how does that work? And that will make things more clear. Looks like my pod is down, and that's a very bad thing. Okay, so my pod seems to be down. I think it's coming up now. Yeah, it came up finally. Okay, nice. So it takes time, but it comes up. So let's go back to that activity that we were doing. Right. So this is how from the design perspective things are. So you would like to manage all your devices from a central place. You would like to configure all your devices from a central place rather than individually going to those devices, right? So here you can see that there are 2 devices configured right now, right? Your controllers are all fine. Your 2 devices are configured and they are both reachable, which means they are in good position. The color is good here, right? There is no issue with these devices and all that. So what is it? What is the example of it? Centralized monitoring. This place is your centralized monitoring. You are right now sitting in the default group. You are in the global group. Remember that Cisco SD-WAN is what? Cisco SD-WAN is a multi-tenant solution. So you can create multiple, let's say if you are an ISP, you want to provide, or you are a telecom provider, your client says, I don't want to buy SD-WAN solution. I will pay you based on the number of sites that you have. So you can also create tenant solutions for them and they will have their own VManage, although, this is a single large level installation. In that you can have many tenants, etc., all those things. So we were at a point of monitoring, right? Centralized monitoring, centralized configuration. So we will do centralized configuration today. I will create only 1 device template today and I will configure 2 devices for you, right? That will be the example of a device template. So here everything is centralized. Now let's look at it. These are the devices that we have up and running. Configuration templates, right? This is the place where we want to go and we want to configure a device template. Okay. Create a template. Now you have 2 templates to choose from, feature template and CLI template, right? You have feature template and CLI template. So first I'll show you the feature template, although I can also show you CLI template, right? So there are 2 methods, but first I'll focus on this one because this is majorly used everywhere. Now, what kind of device do you want to configure? These are the routers supported under SD-WAN solution. So if you get confused, ever your manager asks your owner, the vice president of the company or anybody else asks, what are the devices, you can just look at the list here and you will find what are the devices supported. This is a good place. In our case, we are using virtual solution for teaching this lab, right? So I'm going to use vEdge Cloud. The role is going to be SD-WAN Edge, and this is going to be, I will call it vEdge template. So we'll configure our first template. The name given is vEdge template. Okay. I'm not touching any of these options. These are ready-made options at this time. I'll just go straight to the transport and management. And so this template is divided into 4 sections. Basic, which has these options, right? Up to here. Then you have transport and management. So basic has these options: system, logging, AAA, OMP. I'm not touching any of these. These are going to be default options. In the future, it doesn't mean they are empty. Remember that. It does not mean they are empty. They have some default configuration in them. Okay, I'm not touching it right now because I am not configuring these features as of now. But in the future, we can do that. The next option that we have here is transport and management. This is where we need to configure our interfaces. So this is of interest to us. We are interested in this. So first thing that we have to do is always on the top, what did I configure? Template name and description I have given. Next is straight away go to transport and this and go to create a template here. So basic template name, I will call it VPN 0. Okay. What is it? I'll call it VPN 0. For what it is, VPN 0 is already configured. Name, I don't want to give anything. DNS, I don't want any DNS right now on this router. OMP, I'm not configuring anything on this router as of now, right? Network, I'm interested in configuring network. Network is required. Okay. Or no, network is not required. Route is required, right? A router, what is that you would like to have? A default route for sure. Otherwise, you lose the connectivity. /0. Okay. What is the next hop? I will add a next hop to it. Add a next hop. And what is that I want to configure? I want to configure a device specific one, right? Because every device is going to have their own next hop. So add that. default route 000. Next hop we will configure later. IPv6 I'm not configuring right now. These options I'm not configuring right now. Okay, save it. At the bottom, just save it. So first item is done. VPN 0 is done. In VPN 0, you have to define an interface. So next option is interface. What was our interface? Gigabit 00, right? So VPN 0. Sorry, 0 interface. Here is VPN 0 interface. What is that you want to do with the interface? I want to make it global and no shut. Interface should be no shut. Interface name is going to be gigabit 0/0. All right. Description optional. IP. What do you want to do? Of course, we have to configure IP. So what is that I want to do? I want to say device specific. Device specific IP should be there. Tunnel, do you want to? Yes, the tunnel is required because it's an IPsec device. So tunnel is, yes, tunnel is required. Do you want to configure all these features? No, I don't want to. What protocol should be allowed? I will say all should be allowed, right? This is same as skinny configuration. Remember that. Allow service all, allow service, right? So just go to global, say on, okay. What is that? Netconf should be global on, SSH should be global on. Okay, so ACL, QS, no, nothing. Save it. Right, so the VPN interface is also configured. VPN 0 interface. Remember that in the skinny configuration, what did we configure? If you guys remember, system parameters, right? And the scale, this VPN 0, nothing else, and IP route. So I'm right now configuring exactly same skinny configuration with these parameters, right? But the beauty is I don't have to go to all the devices. In the future also, one template will be applied to hundreds of routers. Even if I activate hundreds of routers, I do not need to go and configure them again and again. I can use one template for this. So create a VPN 512 template, management interface, mandatory.
Sir, I have one question.
Sorry?
I have one question. Concerning the, we have to put the IP
Your-
also?
Can you speak a little loud? Your voice is not clear.
Whether we have to put the IP because we are pushing to many devices, that IP we have to define or not?
We have to define when we are going to implement this template.
But that is going for all the devices, no? The IP, the same IP or?
No, different IPs. Every device is going to have a different IP.
Okay, that means we have to create one template for one device, right? If we have 100 devices,
No,
we have to create 100 templates.
that's what, once you reach to that stage, it will be clear to you.
Okay, sir.
So I'm just configuring VPN 512 at this time, right? So this is VPN 512, and of course I have to add an interface here. So I'm going to add an interface here. So I will name it VPN 512 interface. VPN 512 interface. Okay. Here again, that interface should be no shut. Interface is ETH0. ETH0. Okay. IP static, of course. Device specific, yes. Tunnel not required. Save it. And you know what? That's all. So now it's saying that your device template is ready. What are the devices on which you want to apply? So I have to choose here. Okay, sorry, not this one, update. Where is the option to apply it?
There attached devices.
Attach the devices. It's asking me which devices you want to connect to. I want to connect to these two devices, right? So attach minimum allowed one. Attach 7 and 8, right? So attach them. So these are the two chassis numbers. Now I have to configure them. Okay, so here is the option coming. It is coming for 8888, right? So VPN for interface IP4, this is for the VPN 512. So I'll just say anything, right? 172.16, 1 dot, or maybe 11.1/24. This is my management IP. Achha. What is the VPN next hop IP address for this? Now this is important because if I give wrong, I will lose the connectivity. Right? I will lose connectivity of this guy. So go here, and this is my router. Show IP interface brief. 188.88.88.1. Correct? So 88.88.88.1/24. It's a default gateway, so no /24, right? Okay, this one 188.88.88.2/24. Host name VH8. System IP 8888. Site ID 8. So this is done. I will
Sir,
update it.
you have given that IP address is 188.188.
Which one?
Yeah, just now you have added, right? So IP address
Yeah.
you have given 188 instead of 88.
This one, no, correct. So it is this one, right? So save it. Now the next device 7777. So we'll go here. Management IP. I'll just change it to 12 because we are not going to use management IP for anything in the future also. And this IP is going to be 177.77.77.1. Okay. And this is going to be 177.77.77.2/24. Right? That's the next hop. This is the interface IP. Host name is VH7. System IP 7.7.7. Site ID is 7. Save it. Next. Now these are the two templates that I have. If there is any error, it will show us. Right? Let's see the configuration difference side by side. This is previous configuration. This is new configuration. Right? So here it is. You see that the default gateway is same. VPN 512, nothing was there. We have given this IP address now, right? And VPN 0, this is the interface gigabit 00. This is the IP address assigned. Tunnel interface allows services. All those things are configured. So this is the minimum basic skinny configuration getting ready for our devices. Right? So the next option is configure these devices. Configure these two devices. Yes. There is a failure, right? There is some issue. Let's see what is the issue. Cannot delete ETH0. Okay, so we have given what? Ethernet 0. The interface had to be given ETH0. So how do we rectify it? We'll go back to the template. I will edit the template. Where is the issue? Transport management. This template, right? So I can delete it, or I can just go to this guy, view the template. And this is the mistake, right? So it will not allow me here. I will go to template again. I will go to feature templates. Which template has the issue? This one, right? So I'll just go and edit this one. Okay, it was ETH0, not Ethernet 0. Cisco SD-WAN is very sensitive to the naming convention, so you have to remember that. So attach the devices. We have to repeat that whole process again. Right, so let's see, what is it? Management IP, right? 172.16.11. This was IP. What is it? 888, right? Host name. We had 8, correct? 888. Site ID was 8. So this is done. Ah, this is again wrong, right? Okay, this is done. Now this one. So good thing is it remembers that those values. Autofill. Now this is going to be maybe anything else. This IP. This is IP 7. Site number 7. Update. Next, configure the devices. Confirm. Right? Did you see the troubleshooting? Right? It was exactly able to tell me. That's what I liked about Cisco SD-WAN solution. It is damn precise. It will tell you where to go. Line by line, you can troubleshoot. Right? It will tell you exactly at this point, this is the error, like this one, right? I think this is again, we have opted for. I have used their syntax, right? I have not used my syntax. So it says you cannot use gigabit 00, you have to use gig 00. So this is, this is what I liked about this solution, that it will tell you exactly where the error is, right? Interface name is not correct. What and which interface? This one. First it was 512, now it is this interface, right? So both the devices exactly same error. So we'll go to the template and we will go to
Vikas,
feature template.
Chaitanya here.
Hi Chaitanya.
Yeah, just a quick question, sir. How does the configuration gets pushed? Say, for example, in VManage, we're doing the changes, right? Now, when we push this configuration, so how does this config push happens in the backend? I mean, it directly happens from VManage to the edge router, or it goes to VSmart, and from VSmart will get pushed.
No, so basically the device templates VManage will directly push to the devices.
Okay. Okay.
But if it is a policy matter, that's where the VSmart comes into picture. You cannot put a direct centralized control. There are two types of policies, basically. Local policies. Local policies VManage can directly push to the devices. But 99% of the time in Cisco SD-WAN, you will use centralized control policies.
Yeah.
And those are only can be pushed by VSmart.
Okay. So policy packages will go for VSmart, but normal device template and everything, the template during initializations and all this stuff, VManage will talk to the edge devices directly, right?
Directly, absolutely correct.
Okay. So I mean, VManage, I think will not have a direct DTLS connection to the edge devices, right, sir? I mean, as far as I heard from my seniors, actually.
No, VManage has everybody's information. All devices have a direct information. Let me show you.
It has a direct DTLS connectivity also towards all edge routers. I mean,
absolutely. So let me show you here.
Okay.
Show control connections. You see that it has a connectivity to all VHs.
Okay. It has
777 and 888.
Okay.
All VHs at all the time. All the VHs at all the time has a connectivity to VManage, VSmart, and VBomb. All three controllers, all VHs will have that information.
Okay. So if it loses
connection.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, and their DTLS connectivity should always be up and running between all these devices.
Okay. Sir, if it goes down, so if the connection to VManage goes down, so management can't be done. First thing, okay. And again, for the other controlling and everything, VSmart will take care. If that one also goes down, then we have a challenge, right, with the VH.
No, so if VManage goes down, nothing happens.
Okay,
except that no new configuration can be pushed. See, whatever you have created and pushed already has been pushed.
Okay.
Right. So configuration, whatever you create, let's say we are creating a device template right now. One copy of that will be with the VManage for the management purpose. One copy is there with you, and one copy you have already pushed to the VHs.
Okay.
VHs, whatever copy they have, they will keep on running for years, months, weeks, months, and years. They do not require VManage till the time a new configuration is required. That's where the VManage should be up and running.
Okay, got it, sir. Got it. Okay.
right? Let's say your manager has given you some work, right? You are 10 people in the team. Your manager has given you the work. Tomorrow, the management dies. The manager dies. He gets a heart attack. Will you stop working? Will you stop going to the office?
Okay. Will somebody,
Right?
someone will take over, or will continue the same works
The new
until
manager
further
will
works
come.
are received.
He will give the new instructions. The new manager will come. He will replace him, right? But you will keep on functioning.
Yeah.
Right. So here also the same. But there is another issue. VSmart, it's a different game.
Okay.
If VSmart goes down, you all go down.
Yeah. Control heart. That's a heart, right? Complete.
Correct. So VSmart needs to be up and running all the time and should be reachable, because you do not have no VHs have a direct connectivity to each other. They learn about each other from whom? VSmart.
Okay.
VSmart is a route reflector. Two people want to talk to each other, they cannot talk to each other. They have to talk through the route reflector. If the route reflector goes down, can the two BGP peer talk?
Okay.
Can two IBGP peer talk? No.
No, it won't talk.
Right? Because as a rule, IBGP peer to IBGP peer communication is not allowed. So here also the VSmart is the most important guy, because if he goes down, VHs totally have a live connectivity with VSmart. The live connectivity goes down and their connectivity goes down. The VPN sites and everything will go down.
So this topic will be covered like once we have the device templates in place and policies in place, right? How does the initial connectivity happen from VH to VH, like via VSmart? And after that, an IPsec tunnel will be formed, right? I mean, do you cover that also? I mean, how this IPsec tunnel will be formed?
Right now, it's a day one for the device template, and I call it day one.
This class will be covered, right? Later.
These are when we do control plane policy. What is that we are going to do? Same thing.
Sure.
Right. So day by day, step by step, we will enter into the complex topics, advanced topics, I will call it.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct. So at this time, we will just do whatever then, but I will keep on answering whatever questions you have at any point of time, even if those
why as this question is our VManage went on. Tomorrow I have an upgrade with Cisco.
Right. Perfect. Okay, so here is our thing again. I have changed the interface name. 188.88.88.2/24. Site number 8. I have given G00. I think I should have given GE00, but we'll see. This one. 177.77.77.2/24. Okay, so configure the device. And it is also context sensitive, which means uppercase and lowercase. If you say gigabit, uppercase, it will not take it. It has to be exactly same naming convention, whatever is accepted by Cisco. It has to be same. Gigabit, like we typed whole gigabit, it was not gigabit, it was GE00, G00. I have given G00 right now, right? I was hoping that it is going to create problem, and that's what it is. Again, it will say same thing. There is no interface like G00, right? Because the correct interface is GE00. Remember that. Let's go back to VManager. Not VManage. We are at which device? Let's go to our VH7 or VH8, right? And you will see the interface name. You have to pick up exact interface names, otherwise it will not accept it. I gave full gigabit 00, it did not take. I gave G00, it did not take. Why? Because the actual interface is GE00. I'll just show you once. Right? It has to be this. You can copy paste or you just type it correct. So we'll go back to the device template, feature template, VPN 0 interface, added, and this time we are going to give correct value. GE00, right? So this is correct. Now go to templates again. Again, attach the devices. Wait. Sorry. 24. Okay, so this time it's all correct because we have used the right naming convention. But look at the beauty, right? Each time, the most precise answer it has given to us, right? You see that on the top of it, what has happened? So this is, as simple as that and as complex as this. The syntax has to be correct. That's most of the mistakes happen with that. People make syntax related issues. Now let's go back to activities. Here is this device. Sorry, not this router. Or did I close the, yeah, here it is, right? This way. See that? Let's do show run. And what I'll do is I'll try to change the IP address. So VPN 0 interface, or I'll change the IP route. Or I'll try to change this thing. Okay. IP address 177.77.77 bot 3. I will convert it. I will save it now. Do you think it will work? Let's save it. Right now it says no, you cannot do that anymore because this device is now being managed by VManage. So you lose CLI control as soon as your device is now VManage control using the template. You lose the access rights on the CLI.
So sorry to interrupt you. So if we can give some priority, I mean, some standard priority like VTY and all we will give, no? Like that we can give for the VH. Like only for the L1 resources we can give something else like that.
No, but what is the meaning of that? Can you say that again a little bit more?
No, actually we can control it through VManage only. Now VH justice, right?
Correct.
So if is it in the production cases, if only the L1 engineer need to check the show only, so we can give the privileges and all for this.
There's no need for that. You show commands will work.
Okay.
You cannot configure anything. I said you cannot configure anything, but show commands, there is no issue with the show commands.
Oh, is it okay? Got it.
Right? If I want to run any of the show command, I have no issues with that. All the show commands will work.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right? You will have viewer rights, but you cannot configure anything. Show control connections, you will have that. There's no issue with that. Right? Remember that each VH has connectivity to all the 3 controllers all the time. VBond only at the time of start, it needs an authentication, so one time is required, but the connectivity is always up. Right? In the future, VBond connectivity goes down, you don't worry about it, right? Because it's one time, at that time of authentication, whitelisting it is required. VManage for configuration push-up, right? Using what? What are the methods? SSH is a method of entering and configuration method is netconf. VManage uses SSH as the method of doing SSH to this device, and netconf is a method of configuring the stuff. So that's the reason when we say allow service, these 2 mandatory services have to be there. Otherwise, you will not be able to enter into these devices. And at all times, VSmart. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Suppose
No
if
problem.
VManage goes. Suppose if VManage goes down, then we will have again the access on the CLI. And the CLI commands we will have access once the VManage goes down.
If VManage goes down, whose access do you need?
Suppose if you want to SSH the device VH7, for example, VManage goes down.
Yes.
Now we don't have access on the CLI because it is managing by the VManage. Suppose if
You can
VManage
do
goes
show
down,
run.
then we
Show,
can,
all the show commands are still visible. But even if your VManage is down and your, the configuration, you will not be able to do till the time VManage comes back.
okay.
You will be locked. You will not be able to do any change. You will be locked. You can only do show commands, nothing else.
So, sir, is there any way like we can override the access of VManage over the device? Like suppose there is, as he said, like suppose the VManage goes down, then our configuration will get locked. But suppose we need to do something in production, and VManage is not accessible, then how we will do that?
You cannot do that. You need to have VManage back. That's the reason they
Okay.
keep cluster, they keep backups, right? You can have multiple VManage in your network.
Okay.
Put them in
Yes,
the
sir,
cluster.
from what I have seen, there is a VManage clusters are there in the production. They will not rely just only one VManage.
Absolutely right. So different VManage will be there in the cluster. If one goes down, right, you don't worry, the second will take over.
I think because there is a way, right? We can move the edge device to CLI mode, right? Then from VManage mode.
No, you need to remove the template. That's the only way. Till the time your device is controlled by VManage, you will not be able to do any configuration whatsoever. But if we remove that template, right? If I go here and remove the template, then I can do everything. These two devices, if I remove them, right? I just go and detach these devices. After that, I will be allowed to access these.
Yeah, but the config exists on the edge router, right? Or config will be removed.
No, the configuration, whatever was the last known good configuration was pushed by the VManage will be there.
Okay, yeah, okay. But it will be detached from the SD-WAN, from the VManage side.
From the management perspective, it will be detached, right? So VManage controlled access means from a management perspective, you are under the control of VManage or you are a free control of yourself. It is from a management perspective. Either you are managed by VManage or you are managing it individually, like old ways, right? In the old world Cisco routers, telnet SSH to individual device, configure them individually. That's an old method. So there are two methods. These are two different methods.
Understood, sir. Okay, understood.
So I'm going to detach these now so that I can show you the third method.
Sir, just one question, small question. When you push the template or policy, the configuration will be saved automatically, or we have to do it manually?
What? Can you say that again?
Suppose if you push the template to the to devices, the configuration will be saved automatically, or we have to do it manually?
No. Every time you push the configuration, one copy is saved in VManage, and one copy is pushed to the device, and both are same.
Okay, sir. So it is saved automatically. Even if the VH is restarted, it will revert to the previous configuration. Already.
No, it will still be there. Whatever is the last known configuration will be there in the device. Even if it reboots, let's say I configured some feature using the VManage, right? Tomorrow I removed that template I removed that VH device from VManage. So all that configuration that was pushed, whatever OSPF features and everything else, will be there with the device. VH will have that device, that configuration all the time, till the time you either manually delete it or push a new configuration, etc. But one copy will be there with VManage and one copy will be pushed to the device. Both will be saved. So now you see that. Sorry,
like it is auto configuration. This configuration will be saved automatically.
Absolutely.
If you want to roll back, that is possible also, no?
There is no rollback as such. You have to, because you are doing manually yourself, you can just go and change any time to your template. That's your rollback. You go to this thing, right? Edit it. That's your rollback. There is no option of anything rollback here. Either,
yes,
because you are configuring it, right? You are configuring, you are pushing the configuration.
Yeah, we made a mistake. What can be done?
Nothing. Your configuration, if you made a mistake, the Cisco SD-WAN will not push that configuration. If, like I was trying to do, right? I was giving wrong interface. I was doing something else. But let's say you gave a wrong interface IP.
Sorry, sir, I'm not talking about the syntax error or the wrong interface. I have done some configuration that I didn't want to, but anyway, that has been pushed to the device. Whether we can roll back this one, or we have to push the
No,
new
no, no,
connection.
no. You have to manually go to the device, and that's where you have to do yourself.
Yeah, you got my point. To know, suppose if we are doing
I got the
something,
point. Yes,
and
yes,
if it doesn't work,
absolutely.
yes, okay, doesn't then in the production network generally we push a configuration that seems it doesn't work, so we can roll back it.
Sir, what
See, if
he
you
is
lose
asking,
the-
what I understood is in the device configuration, if you done some misconfigurations, so there
Correct.
we can give some no command and we can do it now. So is it the any same that kind of way? Anything we can do it here?
No, you will actually. There is nothing like that. So basically, you will lose the access to the device itself.
Right.
Let's say you
So we
configure a
have to
wrong
go
WAN.
to one.
You configured a wrong WAN interface, correct?
Yes.
And you push that configuration. Now it will pass the syntax, and the configuration is applied. And as soon as the configuration is applied, what happens?
Device will be
The
offline.
device gets disconnected.
Yes.
So what is the method that you do in the general Cisco routers?
We'll connect the console and we'll try to.
That is what exactly you will do here also.
So we have to do the edit, the same like console.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Understood. Yeah, got it.
In Cisco router, at least that is better, right? Because let's say you try to push a configuration and you got disconnected. So generally people, like when I used to work for TAC, what we used to do is I used to give a command called reload in 3 minutes on Cisco routers, right? Before I was about to press a wrong thing, or I knew that it can cause problem, I will run the command reload in 3 minutes. So if the configuration was correct and I do not lose the access, the reload is not executed because I will cancel it. But if
Right.
I made a mistake, I got disconnected, I cannot tell a customer in America that restart my machine or restart the router.
Right, that option is there.
Right. So you cannot call a customer and tell, sir, can you restart your router? I made a mistake. So we used to give reload in 3 minutes or reload in 2 minutes. And then we used to take, because VPN cases are always scary, right? You make a small mistake, you lose access yourself to the device. And generally these were customer devices, because in TAC, that's what you get, right? Customer provides you access to resolve an issue. You have customers access. Customer is running a network of 200, 300 more VPN tunnels. You cannot take risk. And you have to still troubleshoot. So you keep your options ready so that if you make a mistake, because you have not done right, ma'am. When you get disconnected, do you get a chance to do right, ma'am? You don't, right? So reload will work absolutely fine. Here, it's a scary situation. If you make a mistake, there is nothing that you can really do. Okay, so there is a new option here. This is change resource group. See that? Right now, there is only one resource group. Now, this is called multi-tenant. When you have multiple tenants, if you have created, you are a service provider, you have 60 sites that you have given for, let's say, Vodafone, 40 sites to maybe Infosys. So you are hosting VManage cluster for them, or the whole SD-WAN solution cluster for them. They are just paying you for your services, managed SD-WAN, right? Service. In that case, you want all the customers to be there in their own resource group. There VManages, there VSmart, there VConsoles, right? VBonds, there VEdges. They will not know about each other. Although all this is happening on the single VManage, but for them, it will be their own virtual VManage. Right? That's what like MPLS kind of thing, like VRF, right? In a single physical router, you have multiple VRF and you have those virtual routers like VLANs, right? On a single switch, you have multiple VLANs and each VLAN is like an individual switch. So this is a new option of multi-tenant solution that you have in the new Cisco SD-WAN solution. What is that we were doing? We have disabled the template, right? No device is attached. You see that? There is no device attached right now. Okay. So I want to export the CSV. Let's see if we get to open this one. Yeah. So you see that, what is it? Interface name, the same 512, VPN 0, IP route, next hop address, gigabit 0 interface IP, system host name, system IP, system site ID, all these parameters. Let's say tomorrow you have more devices. right? So you have, I'll call it VH 15, right? VH 16, VH 17. Will not that be easy for you to basically give it, those kind of names here, 512 IP addresses? Then you give your gigabit static routes here, right? Static route and next hop address. Then you give gigabit zero interface IP address, system home, host for all these values. Host name, system IP, right? So let's say I'll just show you one entry here, 15.15.15.15 or 15, okay? 16, what is that thing? 16.16.16. Not 16. 17.17.17.17. So this is a method widely used in the companies where you download this file and then upload all your configuration file. What was the method of applying the template there? Remember that? Manual method, right? We create a template. Here you can create, keep it in your Excel sheet. In the future, whatever routers you want to add, multiple branches are coming into the network, create a file, upload it. No need to create another feature template and all that. It will create on its own. All those values will be picked up from here. Right? Is it making any sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is very advantageable, right? So we can edit it and we can keep it with us.
Chances of making mistake are very less here.
Yeah, if it is a very like 100 more devices, we can just edit it here very easily.
Absolutely, absolutely. Remember that. See, every solution has different. What I want to tell you is every solution has a different approach, and it's made for different people. So let's say 2-3 sites, a junior network engineer, mid site, right? Maybe 30-40 sites. CCIE guys, a company will not hire a CCIE guy for 20-30 sites. They are not paying that amount of money to hire a CCIE guy where you have 20-30-40 sites, where you have 200, 300, 800, 1000, 12,000 sites, right? That's the time they will hire a CCIE. So these solutions are for the scalable networks. People are paying crores of rupees to have these solutions, right? And hiring experts for that because these guys have a better understanding and they are giving tools to these people also that once you want to have a scalable network, hundreds of sites, you can just download those files. You will be able to see everything here. If you have, imagine that you have 1000 sites. Will not be that easy for you to check Excel sheet here, all the values correct or not, giving host name here, just copy paste and just scroll them down rather than typing again and again into each device, right? So many entries again. Remember that for 2 devices, so many times we made mistake. What if that is already done? One device template is created with the right interface and everything else. Then just download that and keep on adding values of the new devices. Right? So this is created from that scalable perspective. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now, let's start with this, the template name, the description, the type is the feature template. What is the device model, device role, resource group. I told you multi-tenant solutions are there, feature template, right? Draft mode, there is no draft mode. This is actually applied, right? How many devices are attached? Devices are not attached right now. We have disconnected the devices. Template sync and in sync or not sync. Basically, you will see that when if you applied a template and that was not synced, right? Because of ABC reason, the configuration was not pushed. You tried it, it was rolled back because of syntax. You have seen that, right? In the previous one, when I made a mistake, the template was not pushed to the device. Synchronization did not happen. So that will be the status of it. And then these options are there. I can copy this template. Tomorrow I want to have more templates, right? So I will say for a ISR series routers. Okay, so I copy pasted it and this is going to be used for ISR series template devices. So I can just go and do this. I can attach it to ISR series of devices and all that, or I can make some small changes and I can apply. Right, so those are different type of options available. You can copy, you can delete, we can do any sort of changes that we want. So that was the example of device template, guys, right? Device template, this one, feature template has small features, which is default and non-default. I will say default. Show me the default options. What are these? These are ready-made solutions. For each device, the device related QoS, the device related physical properties, etc. Right? Every single device will have their own factory ready templates based on the device model number. So that is your default option. Non-default, but we created it. System generated, right? There's nothing. And then you have all options. Generally, don't choose all because that will confuse you. You are generally concerned about your own things. Then what are the options that we have? We have another option called CLI template. Here again, I will go and choose my device. So let's see that. I will call it CLI template. Okay. Now what do? I'll just go to my device. I will do the show run and I will copy paste that one. Okay, I will copy paste up to here. Right, this is a notepad method. Notepad method. Now here you see that every device is going to have a different host name, right? Can they have all the same host names? If I'm creating a template for more devices, in the future I will apply the CLI template to multiple devices. Will they have the same host name? No. So what do? I will create a variable. Hosts. Done. What is it? System IP. Right, so I'll create a variable. Systems. Organization name will be always same, right? So VBond is going to be always same. What else are going to be changed? These IP addresses will be changed, right? So this IP address will be changed. I'll call it GE00 underscore IP. Okay, I have changed it to the variable here. What else? IP, it may be these things, right? 512, this interface also will change. Sorry. VPN 512 interface IP change default route next hop for each device. Next hop IP change. Okay, what else? Add it. Right. So you see that last template, what was it? VH template. This time, that we created CLI templates. Which device do you want to attach to? I want to attach rate, same thing like we have done in the previous one. Okay, attach. Now it's asking those variables. You see that? For each device, all those values are going to be different. Right? So it is exactly as your device template, but a CLI method of doing it. Right? Exactly same. You have all the same options again, right? If you apply this template and further we have it. So this similar method, no change, but generally not the preferred method. Cisco prefers this method. The reason for that you will see it in the later part because some of the commands that etc. are very complex when you do some configuration. So in those cases, the graphical interface is going to be very easy for you to implement. But your CLI, it's acting as a notepad for you, basically. In Notepad, what do? You copy one device thing. If you have to copy paste to similar networks, right? What do? You keep on changing the IP address. WAN IP, LAN IP, right? The other features are going to be same. So here also exactly same stuff. So guys, any doubt, any question that we have? That is all for your device template chapter.
So this is Nanda Kumar.
Hi, Senthil.
Yes. So the thing is, like, I'm actually from security background. I've just, this year Jan month only I completed my CCIE. So this is something. The VManage part which you told in CLI is a little bit understandable, but this is little complex. To be honest, not sure like whether it's related to our track of security. Not sure, but it will be great if you give lab access so that we can practice and enrich our knowledge in it.
Rupees
Correct.
600.
So I'll talk to your trainer, Sushil, and we will try to arrange, the rack access for one of the batch of the students.
Okay, sir, that'll be great because theory, yes, we can review it, but not sure like what we are trying to achieve. So it's little.
Correct. No, this is
different.
it's a complicated topic. You cannot do anything, without practicing. It will be all waste of time and resources. You have
Okay,
to
sir.
practice. This is a topic you cannot master without typing yourself, practicing yourself.
Okay, sir. Thanks for your understanding, sir.
Right. And it's a very much part of security. The reason for that is in the CCIE security exam, it is part of it, and security interviews. Today, there is no enterprise or security interview for high level jobs where they will not ask you SD-WAN.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, any other doubt, question that we have?
No, sir.
I think we need to practice it. It's very difficult to
Correct.
understand like this way.
Correct. So before leaving, I'll just give you an overview of all the options out there, right? So this from the top we'll start and we'll look at all the whatever is there in these tabs so that you have a little idea about these things. So overview is, this is the most powerful place where you can see what are the devices. If I have any device which has failed or something wrong with my network, I will be able to see that. How many devices are there? How many licenses are there, right? All that, the VPN tunnels are working or not? What is the status of it? If there are.
Sir, sorry, might be for me. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, is it breaking?
Is it only for me?
For me, it's okay. I think it's a network issue, I think.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes it stops. For me also, I face this problem.
Okay. So this overview option is a very strong place where you can see every single thing standing at one single location. Right now, these are the devices active in our network. VManage, VSmart, VBond, VH7, VH. These are the only devices that we have right now in our network. Okay, so you can see their CPU status and memory status. What is the load on them? The connectivity, if there is any kind of issue or error, right? Which site they belong to, their system IPs, and latitude and longitude, etc. Where are these devices and which location of the world they are? Okay, tunnels. You can see how many VPN tunnels you have. There are only two devices at this time: VPN VH7 and VH8. They have only one WAN connectivity, so total 2 tunnels, 1 tunnel each. Right? Security. Is the firewall working? Intrusion prevention system working? URL filtering working? Right? AMP, advanced malware protection working? Are those features enabled? Right? You can see it from here. Those are not enabled. We are going to see them at the later part of security. VPN related things, right? What are your VPNs? Only 2 sites, full connectivity, no errors, no issues. Our sites are absolutely fine. Correct? So this is a very powerful place. At single place, look at it, hundreds of sites, and a site in red, you will be able to make out, oh, that site is down. Right? Within minutes, you can see that site is down. This is another beautiful place where you can see all type of logs. You can see alarms, you can see events, you can see audit, you can see ACL logs, right? If you have created ACLs and some traffic is hitting, and you can see your multi-cloud traffic. Is your traffic to Amazon Web Services working fine? Your Google Cloud is working fine. Microsoft is this. This is your co-location hosting or Equinix Data Connect is working fine. And all your major cloud platforms connectivity is supported. You can see the latency. You can see other parameters, etc. So it's a solution built for cloud. Okay, so that's your monitor, and in this you have these options. You can see where are your devices located, right? Etc. Where is your server? Where are your devices located, etc. So this is it, right? Then we have configuration where we have these options. You see these, is the amount of focus Cisco has on the cloud. These are the cloud options. That means you can tightly integrate it with the cloud. You can install it in the cloud and you can integrate it with the cloud. You can see your devices, the certificate authority, right? You can create VManage as a CA, enterprise CA. You can get it from outside, or you can have VManage itself acting as a CA, new feature. Certificates, we did our controllers and installation and all that, right? Install certificate and all that. So that is your option. Network design, you can create your design here. You can attach your devices to that particular, design, and you can see all your sites topology, in a network designs way. Like there is a site in New York, there is a site in London, there is a site somewhere else. You will be able to see it graphically here, right? So it's a designing tool basically. We just did templates option here. We did two kind of templates, CLI template and device templates. Device template is further broken into feature templates, right? Where you can go and see all the feature templates here. So this is what we created today, and this is the device template. Then you have policies where VSmart comes into picture. You can create different kind of policies. You can have centralized policies and you can have localized policies. You can have data plane policies and you can have control plane policies for both. So those are the options there, and you can see more options here. You can have access list, you can have route policies, etc. Then you have security. This is where you implement your firewall solutions. Firewall, IPS, SSL encryption, anti-malware protection, right? All those options are there. So Cisco SD-WAN solution has a built-in firewall solution also. Okay, or built-in IPS also. Unified communication, you want to integrate with your CUCM and all that, so you can tell, right, your dial peers and all that, all those configuration can be, so you can apply QoS on your, and these are your cloud options. Then you have tools. Tool is where you have this SSH option. You just click here. You don't need to remember the IP address of your, in any case in the future, if you need to do, go and do SSH to it, all you need to do is just come to this location, and that's all. For your, in the future, if you have hundreds of devices, remember that it becomes very difficult to find out addresses of those and reachabilities of those, right? If you have to troubleshoot, what you can do is just come to the monitor option here, right? The tools, SSH terminal, and you can see, and you can just tell it an SSH to your device. All built into one solution, easy for troubleshooting stuff. Rediscover your network. You can see which are the devices working but are not working. If there are any errors, etc., you can see that here. Operational commands, you can issue certain commands to these devices. I think this is a new feature, even I'm not too much aware of it. You want to migrate template from previous version to these, etc. So these are new features. I'll read more about it, and I'll explain in the coming one. But I just want to show you what are the different options. Maintenance is a basically same option that you have everywhere, right? You want to upgrade your software. Let's say right now we are running what? 20.7. In the future, a new version comes in, right? So you can upgrade your controllers with that. You, in the VEdges, you have new software coming, right? So what do? Upgrade your virtual image. Choose this device, upgrade your virtual image, and activate your license, right? So all those options are basically available here. You want to do firmware update and all that. You want to reboot your device, your VManage solutions device itself, right? Then you have administration, where you can manage their users. That this is something we were talking about, right? That can you create users who can only do some stuff? So that option is there. You have those options as net admin or just operator rights, the basic rights, right? So all those things are there. Read only options for VManage access using graphical or CLI. And you can map them to the organization.
So upgrade is related, is limited only to SD-WAN, like VManage these things, not to devices?
No, it's there. You see that here. It was, I just clicked on one, but it was actually all devices. VAnages, controllers, VManage, all, any type of controller or all type of VAnage.
So even
Everything
routers and
comes-
other devices also we can upgrade from here? Or?
Absolutely. Whatever device you have in your network at single place, this location itself, all SD-WAN supported routers under the VManage control, you can update them from here.
So routers, firewalls, everything.
Every single thing, absolutely. Okay, so the next is your administration. So these are the options that you have. Then this is a tool, VAnalytics. I think you require licensing or something for that. So this will basically, it's a more like a analytics tool where you will have all your net flows and everything configured, and you can see that what is the throughput of your firewall. If there is a DDoS attack going on or some kind of signatures, antivirus stuff is required, right? you will be able to know that, let's say you have 200 sites. Out of the 2 sites are going through some DDoS attack. So you will be able to see at VAnalytics, which is a cloud-based solution Cisco has, right? And you need to enable, I think we need to enable licensing for it from this place. Then only that place will open up. Okay, VManage is hanged only. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. My VManage is in the hang state now. So that's all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next class then. Any other question, any doubt that you have before we leave?
Yeah, maybe like let us know that when you are going to help us with the lab thing. That's the very important thing, because the theory part is absolutely fine, right? But as long as we are not going to do the lab, it's not worth. So that's the thing.
Correct. So tomorrow's class, I'll update you.
Because I have a laptop with 128 GB RAM. I tried to set up over there, right? But few of the things is still not working for me. So I thought that maybe in the lab, I may able to fix it up. So that's why.
Yeah. So
I just need to test it in the lab.
we'll be able to build one pod, and we can give it to the student groups and different timings. So 4 people can access it at one time. We'll create 4 hours, 4 groups, or maybe 6 groups, right? And different student groups can basically access those pods.
That makes sense, actually.
Right, so we'll make one single pod, heavy one, where you can utilize all the resources, and you can just between you guys, you will be able to talk to yourself that I want this slot, I want that slot. So one guy will become admin and he will control everything.